Solving systems of equations with word problems. All right, the steps. You always, when doing word problems, want to define your variables. Make sure we know what x and y equal, or whatever variables you may be using. Next, you write a system of equations. Now remember, a system of equations is two equations. You want two of them. All right, determine the best method to solve. Is it easier to do substitution or elimination? Okay, so determine which one is better, and then you solve it. And definitely make sure you answer the question that is asked and use your units. Okay, so first example, cookie store sells two kinds of cookies daily, chocolate chip and white chocolate macadamia. So right there, how many dozen of each kind? So X would be the number of dozen of chocolate chip, and Y would be the number of dozen of white chocolate macadamia. Okay, so those are your two variables. So chocolate chip is $6.50 per dozen, and white chocolate macadamia are $9 per dozen. On Thursday, 85 dozen more chocolate chip cookies than white chocolate chip macadamia cookies were sold. The total sales were $13.27.50. Okay, so dealing with money, we have the $9 per dozen and the $6.50 per dozen. So $6.50 times the number of dozen of chocolate chips, so that's $6.50x, plus $9 times the number of white chocolate macadamia dozens sold, so 9y, equals your $1,327.50. That's one equation. The second equation, on Thursday, 85 dozen more chocolate chip than white chocolate macadamia cookies were sold. So 85 more chocolate chips, so that means the number of dozen of chocolate chip equals the number of dozen of white chocolate plus 85. Okay, because 85 more chocolate chip cookies were sold, so the number of white chocolate macadamia plus 85 will give you the number of chocolate chip. Okay, so there's your system. Solve the system. Determine which method is best. Well, we have x equals, so that means substitution is going to be best, and then we solve. So I'm going to substitute y plus 85, x equals that, so that goes in for x. So to solve that, 650 times y plus 85 plus 9y equals 1327.50. To solve that, you get 650y plus 552.50. Okay, that's when you distribute. Plus 9y equals 1327.50. Minus the 552.50. So that is $775. Let's extend that so we can see. Equals, and that left with 650y plus 9y. When I add those, I get 1550y equals 775. Divide by 1550, and y equals 50. So y is 50, so that's 50 dozen white chocolate macadamia cookies. And then if y is 50, 50 plus 85 is 135, so that's x. X is the dozen of chocolate chips, so 135 dozen chocolate chip cookies. Okay, so that's your solution. And we answered the question because it says how many dozen of each kind of cookies were sold. So right there, 50 dozen white chocolate macadamia and 135 dozen chocolate chip. Now, put it in a check it. Does 650 times 50 plus 9 times 135 equal 1327.50? Yeah, it does. Okay, plug it into your calculator, check. I should have added that. Step 6, make sure you check your work. All right, so let's do another one. Juliana has 45 coins and nickels and dimes. In all, she has $3.85. How many of each type of coin does she have? How many of each type of coin? So we have nickels and dimes. So x equals the number of nickels. Y equals the number of dimes. 45 coins in all. Okay, so the number of nickels plus the number of dimes has to equal 45. And in all, $3.85. So each nickel is 5 cents. Each dime is 10 cents. So 5 cents times the number of nickels, 10 cents times the number of dimes equals $3.85. Here we're all lined up. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and do elimination. I'm going to multiply my top equation by negative 0.05. Okay, when I distribute to everything, I get negative 0.05x minus 0.05y equals negative 2.25. Now I combine 0.05x minus 0.05x, that cancels. Here I get 0.05y equals $1.60. Divide by 0.05, y equals 32. So that tells me that I have 32 dimes. And then x plus y equals 45, so if y equals 32, we minus the 32, I have 13. So x equals 13, we have 13 nickels. Okay, so 32 dimes and 13 nickels. Next, Amy sold play tickets. Each adult ticket cost $4 and each student ticket cost $2. Total number of tickets she sold was 260 and the total income was $700. How many of each kind of ticket did she sell? So we have x equals the number of adult tickets, y equals the number of student tickets. So total number of tickets was 260. So x plus y equals 260. Total income was 700. So if we're going to say equals 700, adult tickets cost $4, so $4 times x. Student cost $2, so plus 2 times the number of student tickets. And we sell. Okay, so we are going to, let's see, this is best by elimination because they're all lined up. So multiply the top by negative 2. So when I distribute, that's negative 2x minus 2y equals negative 520. 2y and negative 2y cancel. That gives me 2x equals 180. Divide by 2. X equals 90. So we have 90 adult tickets. And then I know if x plus y equals 260, x is 90 plus y is 260, so y equals 170. So we have 170 student tickets. Okay, so that's it. Check your work, plug it in. 4 times 90 plus 2 times 170 should equal 700. Plug that into your calculator, just check it, make sure it works. Okay, one more example, this one right here. All right, Math Club and Science Club had fundraisers to buy supplies for a hospice. Math Club spent $135, 6 cases of juice and 1 case of bottled water. The Science Club spent $110, 4 cases of juice and 2 cases of bottled water. How much did a case of juice cost? How much did a case of bottled water cost? So, x equals cost of case of juice, y equals the cost of case of water, because that's what our questions are asking. All right, so Math Club spent $135, so that equals $135. They have 6 cases of juice, so 6 times the cost of juice, plus 1 case of bottled water, so 1 times the cost of y should equal 135. Science Club spent $110. They have 4 cases of juice, so 4 times the cost of the juice. 2 cases of bottled water, so 2 times the cost of bottled water. There's your system. These are all lined up, x and y, so I'm going to go ahead and solve by elimination. I am going to multiply the top by negative 2. That gives me negative 12x minus 2y equals negative 270. When I combine 2y and negative 2y cancel. 4x and negative 12x is negative 8x. Negative 270 and 110 is negative 160. So when I divide by negative 8, x equals 20. So x is my cost of the case of juice. So $20 for a case of juice. Okay, and then I plug that in. If I have 6x plus y equals 135, 6 times 20 is 120. So when you minus the 120, you get y equals 15. So $15 for a case of water. And that's it. Okay? So the big thing is make sure you define your variables, set up your system, and then it's just solving. Make sure you answer the question in the end. Okay? So you've got a couple of U-tries to go through, and then we will go over them tomorrow.